This is Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Who All Gonna Be There podcast, the place where you get to become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. My name is Kiki. We have Eric. We have Tracy J. And I'm going to go ahead and let Eric introduce our guests.
What's up, y'all? I am so excited for this episode. You know, we haven't been discussing Byyyyeee, but we had this crazy double eviction episode that had a lot of elements that we had to get these two incredible individuals on here to talk with us. They are very much popular in the Byyyyeee Twitter streets, and they are great friends of mine, and I'm so happy to have them here. So without further ado, I would love you all to help us welcome Sheena and Mohammed.
Hey.
Hi.
Yay. Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
Thank you guys for having me on board. I appreciate it. It's about time. I've been trying to get on for a minute.
I know.
I have to echo that sentiment as well. I told Eric a long time ago I want to be on the show, so it's about time. But I'm very happy to be here.
Dang, Eric, why you take so long?
Listen, life. No,
I think it's
for
been
real.
probably like exactly a year now.
It really is. It really sucked though. It's y'all probably would have definitely been on here sooner, but since we haven't really been covering Big Brother because they be trying to play our girl Taylor, like I'm like, it's been so many times where we've been like, man, I want to talk about this.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we finally had opportunity to bring y'all together so we can.
I am too, because I was sad that y'all decided not to talk about it.
Yeah, so we all were a little bit.
It's still is. That's why I said, you know, we love it so much. We didn't snuck it in a couple episodes. We didn't snuck a little bit in there.
We've been cheating a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
And for our loyal listeners, we weren't. You already know we were not covering Big Brother 20. We were not covering this at all. We even had a statement child at the very beginning saying, "Listen, because of the treatment of Taylor Hale, we are not about to do this." But lo and behold, Taylor Hale has made it all the way to final five.
Baby is working. You hear me?
And her karma was real, and people who were wronging her and mistreating her left
one by one
like flies,
and two by two.
Exactly.
I really thought this was gonna be the earliest I ever checked out of Big Brother. Like 3 days in, I was like, I might be done this year.
Yeah. We checked out.
I was thinking that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was like week 2. Once she survived, week 1, we were like, okay, the twist saved us. Like, all right, next week we out because there's just no way. And every week she was here.
But when we got to that third week, I said,
yeah, like, wait a minute, I need to tune in for real.
Hold on. Sis, it look like you're doing something. What's going on? Let me see what y'all doing.
Yep.
Oh, that's
leftover talk started happening. I was like, oh, this might get interesting.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, look, I have a lot of thoughts about this whole situation, and I'm gonna reserve those for our Big Brother discussion a little later on in the show. But I wanted to open it up. So since we have friends with us today, I wanted to open it up with a game of this or that. Okay. Have you played this or that before?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Okay,
I have.
So, very simple for those listening in right now. It's simple. I'm going to give 2 options. You're going to choose this one or you're going to choose that one. And I want you to explain, we want this to create a little bit of a dialogue to see why we're choosing what we're choosing. Okay. So this is very specific to Big Brother and it's specific to people on Big Brother. Mm-hmm. And you guys are going to think I'm probably mean by some of these comparisons or these, but y'all going to have to roll with me. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So our first one, Tiffany or Davon?
You wrong.
I was literally just gonna say, why did you do that?
Okay.
Who's going
Hold
first?
on. Let me ask this.
It's open.
Are we talking about in the game of Big Brother or are we talking about in real life? Because I got 2 different answers.
Well, listen, I explain them both.
Okay, I'll go first then.
Oh, cool.
In the game of Big Brother, Tiffany. In personal life, who I can see myself hanging with and getting some mimosas with, Davon.
Okay.
I'm always going around and doing extra stuff.
That's a very diplomatic answer.
It was.
Because she really chose both of them.
Both,
so that's really against the rules. I think you need to go back and tell her pick
Sheena.
Thank you.
Okay, look, let me just tell you this.
She never does right. She never follows the rules.
Listen, I be going around and doing what I want to do. because my motto in life is who gonna fight me. So
Fair
I'm
enough.
just gonna I'm gonna say
is
both.
Your show. I'm a guest on your show, so you got it. You got it, girl. You got it, sis.
Go ahead, Sheeta.
Okay, so my
Whichever one of
answer is. See, I could lawyer y'all and
Come
do
on,
the
lawyer.
Tracy and do both of them, but I'm not going to do that.
Come on, Annalise.
Okay, right.
I love Anna. I live for Annalise. Okay, I'm going to. First, I just want to reiterate again, Kiki, you're wrong for making us choose between these two beautiful Black queens. But I'm gonna say Tiffany because I have actually talked to her. I have not, unfortunately, had the chance to talk to Davon yet. So I love them both, but I'm going to go with Tiffany because I would choose her in the game and I would like to hang out with her in real life. So
good answer.
I'm gonna say
Good
Tiffany.
answer.
Go ahead, Muhammad.
Yeah, that's mine right there. Tiffany, I love Davon, but it's Tiffany all day, every day. You know, I've been on her podcast. I consider her some of my people, so I'm riding with Tiff. I'm riding with Tiff.
And I don't even want to know Eric's answer because I already know the answer.
Please, we already know the answer, Lord.
Davon.
I love Tiffany. That is my girl. Tiffany, you know, she has my book. She made a whole IG reel with my book. It is currently pinned on my Twitter, and I am truly her biggest fan. And she is truly one of the best Big Brother players I have ever seen, and I will always root for her. But Davon is my friend. Like Tiffany is my friend. Davon is my best friend, and she acknowledges me as such. I just
here, plug.
Yes, Davon. She's literally the best. Like I've met her in person, and I met both of them. That's why this is hard. So that was wrong for you because they're both my friends. They're both my friends, but Davon literally rejuvenated like my love for Big Brother. Seeing a Black woman on this show be real, authentic, and hilarious, and just who she is and what she did to help Tiffany be a part of what we've seen her do. I have to give Davon that one.
Okay.
Davon.
Am I forced to answer these questions?
Davon was the only reason BB22 was even watchable.
Listen,
1000%.
that was it because I'm provoked.
Yes, when I tell you,
You wanted to provoke me, I'm provoked.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Don't good night me because I'm not going to bed.
Listen,
yeah, don't good night me. Yeah.
I love Davon.
I love her
love it.
so much.
I'm gonna be quick. I choose Davon. I don't just I choose Davon.
Kiki choose Davon for the same reason I choose. That's it.
So it's literally it's 2 versus 2 with 1 in the middle.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
So okay, y'all. I'm just throwing it out here. Bailey or Taylor?
Taylor.
Oh, that's easy.
Taylor.
I love Bailey, but Bailey messy.
Next
I choose
question.
Taylor. Here comes Eric. Watch him choose Bailey.
I'm not choosing Bailey. I love Bailey. I've spoken to Bailey on IG a few times, but I'm gonna have to go with Taylor because we've seen her journey and we've seen what she's been through. Not that
She's
Bailey
so
hasn't
sweet.
experienced that too, but it's just like she's made it to this point, which Bailey could have done in BB22 had not racism interfered. Because Bailey's social game was killing it on BB22, if we got to be honest. But Taylor, I choose Taylor.
Yeah.
Sheena, what was yours?
Taylor. Oh, I said Taylor
Oh.
immediately.
Okay. Okay. Muhammad,
I'm ready for the next
immediate.
Period. Muhammad, what did you pick?
That's tough. Cause
Oh, he ain't picked.
No, I haven't picked because BB20 was one of my favorite seasons, and the Hive was one of my favorite alliances.
I was saying,
Just
Lord,
really?
that's one of your favorite seasons.
No, recent seasons.
Oh, okay,
recent
okay.
seasons. Like, I don't like
I'll let you have that one then.
Yeah,
I said,
I like it more than 8. No, I like
watch
it
a
more than
couple of those
18. I like it more than 19. I like it more than 21. I like it more than 22. So
It was some gameplay on that season, though. You can't deny that.
It was a lot of stupidity.
It was.
I agree with you. Like,
wasn't
if you have an alliance and the other people aren't part of your alliance, it should be pretty obvious
who's
who
going
voted
up.
where. Yeah, or who
Exactly,
voted where.
Kyle.
Like, we have our alliance. It's like they'll have 5 people in there and 5 people voted, and then it'd be like, who flipped? Maybe none of y'all flipped and it's somebody else.
Right. Ooh, that was
stress.
so, man.
Yeah.
Kiki, who'd you choose?
I
chose
picked Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah, I chose
Taylor.
Taylor too.
I like him pick it. So Taylor.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think it was Taylor all around, huh?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Taylor
Okay.
takes this around.
So,
Look,
so
now we're trying to-
Congratulations on your beautiful baby, though. I know they had their baby,
Yes.
her and
Yes.
Swaggy. So
I rock with
congratulations
Swaggy,
to Black Love that has happened in the BB house, because they got so much hate and so much drama. And for the people that hated it and was saying bad things about them online, look
Black
at them now.
love and black
Look
luxury.
at
Black
them now.
Love, rich, minding their
Yeah.
African
Rich.
American
That's what I'm
business
saying.
in
Black love and black
Puerto
luxury.
Rico.
is
And
my-
Excellent.
that's what they
Come on
can't
now.
stand the most.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my
Yeah.
favorite pastime. Black love, black luxury, black
Mhm.
richness.
Yes.
Yes.
Black
Can't
money. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So speaking of controversy,
Mm.
Kyle
Lord.
Big Brother Canada 10 or Kyle Big Brother 24?
We doing which one we like best?
I
Which one
I
you would-
abstain.
One we hate the most.
I abstain.
This one gotta be like which one you hate the most.
I
'cause
plead
it ain't
the
no,
fifth.
like,
Y'all gonna have to skip me on this one. I haven't really watched
Abstain.
BB Canada like that.
Oh, you
Okay.
didn't?
I abstain.
oh, you
I heard,
gonna you
I heard it was good.
gonna have to
They're
be
both
tuned in
terrible.
for BB. What is it? BB Can? It's what 10?
11?
11 is coming
11.
up.
11.
Yeah, 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah, you gonna have to get on for 11, man.
Okay.
I'm with it now.
Okay. Can we change this to like which one we hate the most?
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
What about
Neither.
Alyssa Big Brother Canada 23, Big Brother US 23, or Alyssa BB 24?
Alyssa 23.
I don't even remember. I never remember 24, Alyssa 24. I forget she there.
Exactly.
Let's see. Both of them from Florida.
Sarasota, both of them from the same spot.
And they act like they
of
not
them-
friends. We ain't dumb.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Right.
Both of them was getting it in on the feed. I'm only gonna give it to Alyssa
Mega Mind.
23 because Christian is attractive and he's fine. Kyle
She
is
also,
not.
at least she
He
also
is
won some comps too. She won OTEP
Yes.
and she won the Tiny Veto.
She didn't win OTEV. She got OTEV
Well, she
through the
won-
hood.
I
I
didn't
don't
throw
care
it to
what Tiny
her,
Veto.
But she did. She got more comps than Alyssa
Alyssa.
23,
Yeah.
BB
24. So
Alyssa-
I'm gonna give it to Alyssa 23, even though she was running her mouth on the challenge, and we already talked about this, so I ain't gonna bring it back up. But I saw Christian and I saw what he was working with. Good job for that, sis. You messed up.
You see
Yeah,
what I
I'ma
have to
just
deal
say that.
with, Muhammad? This is what I have to deal with.
Y'all always adding extra.
Shout out to her. Good job to her.
You know, I always adding extra.
1000%.
This is my life.
She get a kudos for that.
Oh man, I love how we just skipped over the
Listen, because we're not choosing between the Kyles. We're just
We not.
I had to throw that
Undecided.
in there for controversy purposes,
Mm-mm.
you know?
trash and trash.
Mm-mm.
Trash and trashier.
Yes.
The one is trash, one is Basura.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Right.
Well, look, since we brought
Wait,
up
I didn't give my answer. I didn't give my answer.
Oh, which one yours?
my bad.
My answer is I'm gonna get okay. First of all, the gameplay of both is trash. So I
Yes.
just want to make sure that's on the record.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it to Alyssa BB23 because I do respect that she was the last woman on the wall.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Give
she
her that.
was. Yeah.
She was shaking. Look, I'll never forget Ozzy and Tiffany.
Baby.
I know.
She's like, look.
Because that was legit me
I
at the
love-
table. I was
love
watching
that
things.
thing. I thought she was
eating
gonna win.
dinner.
I was like, no.
And I was like, I wish I had somebody to tap on when she was
No,
falling. I was like,
Tracy, you're saying you thought she was gonna win, and you're like, no. All she would have done is run to X and say, "What do I do?" It still would have been
True.
fine. It still would
Baby,
have been
we still would have had a dub.
and that's what people
Still.
don't understand. They want to blame the cookout time. Oh, you got out the people because they were no. First of all, they weren't even in power most of the time. They were using the people. They missed it them so
Exactly.
well that they were taking out
Exactly.
people against
That's
their
where the
better
gameplay
interest.
comes into
Exactly.
play.
All I know is they were worried about SB the whole season. She was the only person who at eviction night had 2 non-cookout members on the block. Like
She
everybody else, even the
did.
cookout put 1 cookout member on the block. She
Mhm.
went no cookout.
Yeah.
Would y'all want to see SB play again? I think
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
may want to.
I actually, if she was in this house, she'd be running circles around these people.
Oh, absolutely.
Tina, I 100% agree. I
If
said
she-
that. I said, you know what? I could see her on that cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do you think
instead
she'd
of
work
Brittany.
with Taylor? Do you think she'd work with Taylor?
Who I
Now we
see
all
is
said,
most similar
same.
with
Not
is-
all y'all making the same
I
noise.
I
don't
feel
know.
like Brittany's probably who I would replace her with. It seems
Yes.
like if
Oh,
SB's
yeah.
in the season, that means Brittany
Yes.
isn't. So
Right.
I
possible.
don't know.
I want to.
Possible, because I think the
Taylor.
same scenario might happen where she's like not as cool with the women, just like Brittany was.
Right.
And that's
I
kind
can
of
see
what
that.
let
So too.
Brittany.
But you
and
know
Taylor-
what? SB was more vocal and she was more sure of herself. And I feel like a lot of things that Brittany does, or a lot of things that were going, I think SB would have said something, because she might not have been like, she's probably like,
think so, too.
I don't think that was, we should be saying these things. I don't think.
And I think SB would have been in some of these conversations. I think she would have been like, yeah, Taylor getting on my nerves, whatever. But then I think when it got to a point, she would have been like, all right, y'all doing a lot right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like she would have been, I do feel like she would have at least, said one or two things.
You know
But
what
I think she would have
done?
stopped it.
Ran
I
back and
think
told.
she would have seen, okay, this person is being ostracized. Let me pick her up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna become like this.
I
with
can see that.
person,
And
and we're gonna roll as a duo. That's
And
what
I think she would have been
did.
honest with Taylor, like how Brittany was in the girls' camp and knew that the girls didn't like Taylor, but didn't tell Taylor. I think SB was like, they really don't like you.
Right. Yes.
And you know what? If
Yeah.
SB ever play again, I want to see her in her villain era. She
Me
had
too.
like a couple little villain moments. I said, SB, where
Me
this
too.
been?
That was one of the
last
best
season.
clips of the season.
It was when she
What
was
was
doing
it?
that
Eeny,
roll,
meeny,
roll,
miny,
roll your
moe?
boat.
Oh, roll
Roll
your
your
boat.
boat.
Baby,
Yeah.
I said,
That was so creepy.
Is
I
it?
was
She
like,
turned and looked at the camera.
girl.
so
She
these
turned and
screws
looked
a
at the
little
camera. I was
loose.
like, oh.
Yes, that
Yeah.
look at the
I was
camera
like,
did it for me.
And I was like, dang, SB got him.
When
If this
she-
wasn't
She hit
for
him
the
with the
cookout
laugh.
season, I could
When
see
she
myself
was
definitely rooting
on
for
the
her.
block, she did a great job of campaigning because Tiffany was like, I almost want to keep her.
Yeah, she did say
I almost
that.
wanna
Yeah,
keep her.
she did.
If she was on another season, I think she would have a good chance. If they do a second chance this season, I want her to be on.
Oh yeah, I
And the same for Christian. Honestly, I liked Christian. That was just
Christian
like,
got,
bruh, you
Christian
gotta
got
go.
robbed though. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know
Christian
how
got robbed.
Christian didn't get on the challenge. It blows my mind why he wasn't on the
Right.
challenge.
They said he did get ass. He didn't get
And
asked.
he said no.
He didn't get cut. He didn't make the
get
cut.
asked.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he
what I mean.
didn't
I
get
don't-
asked.
I think he was kind of like into, and I think he just didn't make it.
I heard
Oh,
something
okay.
about like I think he posted something where it's like some miscommunication on their end where he was like he possibly could have went to the original one and then he possibly could have went to this one and then something happened and he didn't end up going on neither or something like that.
Oh,
Kind of like
that's
Big
good.
D was supposed to be on the original too, because they
I
went
know.
through something. Don't do
Something
Big D.
I don't like Big D.
He was supposed to be in the original?
He was gonna do something.
Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. Well, listen.
Tracy.
That look, that look.
Oh, I was still stuck in it, huh?
Yes.
I'm
Her,
sorry.
her whole demeanor changed. She was like,
Well,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for sure.
I've let bygones be bygones.
one thing about me, I'm gonna hold a grudge.
I have talked to
I'm gonna
him
leave it at that.
and I told him about how I felt about the things that he said, and I've come around. I think he has learned some things and I've come around. So I
mean,
will
listen. Oh, sorry, y'all. That's my alarm. I agree with that. Now, like all the stuff that happened on Big Brother last season, we make mistakes, we move on, we progress. My biggest issue with him was a lot of things that happened between him and Tiffany. They have, since mended their relationship. So that's
Right.
outside of BB. I don't like Big
Right.
D for personal reasons because Big D, I don't think is how do I say this nicely? I don't think he's that good of a person, but that's just my opinion, being very honest. Yes. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. So they look at me and tell me to shut up.
Look, Jaquan go charge you up, Tracy, for
That's
his
good.
husband.
That's why I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing too bad. That was me being nice.
Oh,
For
God.
It
real.
was. It
No,
was.
I think you
She had to think of a
communicated your
nicer way to
feelings
say it. Yeah.
in an honest, yet respectful
Oh yeah,
way.
I try to keep it. I
I
try to keep it.
appreciate
Let me
it.
not even say that. I'm not gonna even say he's not a good person. There are just things that I think he's done that I don't agree with. Let me say that
That's
because I don't
fair.
know him
That's fair.
personally.
I'll
But for
agree
a
with
Big
that
Brother
for sure.
life, I forgive him. He's straight. What'd you say, Muhammad?
I said I'll agree with you on that. A
Mhm.
lot of the things that was said on the show. Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Kiki. Before I
Well,
go
it's
down
actually
another
this,
tangent.
this is your time. This is your time to give us. We're going to change gears here from this or that to go directly into our discussion of Big Brother 24. So, Teresa, I'm going to have you get us caught up with what happened. Most recently, we had the double eviction where we were rejoicing, and then we went into another HOH. And so I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to you to go ahead and get us started.
Okay, let's talk about the double eviction episode. I'm just give y'all a brief recap. You know, we've all watched it, we've all seen it. First hour of the show, fluff. Terrence went home. Terrence, I'm not gonna even fix my mouth to even give him any clout. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. He went home in the first hour. Next hour, let's move on. Let's transition. So we went into the double eviction. And Turner ended up winning the HOH. They did the comp where there were different colors. And so, for example, say you do red, green, blue. Julie was like, what was the third color? So Turner ended up winning that. He becomes the new HOH. You know, of course, double eviction is quick, so they scramble. He immediately, you know, they've already discussed what's gonna be the plan. Alyssa and Brittany are going up on the block. Everybody's cool with it. Cool, whatever. So then we get back from our commercial break. We go into the Veto episode. The Veto. And then they do the comp where you're all tied up and you have to unravel yourself, which I like this comp. They've done this on BB Canada, actually. If I'm not mistaken, first time I seen it was on BB Canada.
I first saw it on the challenge. I saw it on BB7. BB7.
Oh, okay. I can't remember that far back, so maybe it was, but I do remember seeing it on BB Canada. So I don't know who stole it from who, but I like it. Anyway, I'm a big fan of simple comps that, you know, is tedious like that. So anyway, so the comp was going on. Michael was clearly ahead and doing great. But his rope broke. He kept going out and like, but he was aggressive, man. You could tell he was nervous, and he knew going into this double eviction, if he did not win Veto, he was going home. He knew that. So his rope ended up breaking. Monty ended up unraveling enough, hits the button, and wins the Veto. So then they go into the right before the Veto ceremony, and we see, and some of these things that we found out some of this information on the Sunday's episode, but they go in there and they talk, and Monte goes, "Is it time?" Like, I think it's time. Meaning they had a discussion earlier. They did make a final three with Michael, Turner, and Monte. Monte. Why I say his name funny? Monte. Whatever. They go in to make the final three or whatever. He's like, if they ever got the opportunity to get Mike out, like, they gotta shoot, which I 100% agree. So of course, Turner acting nervous. This is why I ain't giving him no credit. I'm sorry, I'm not giving him no credit for putting Mike up, because if you're gonna do it with your chest, and he was not doing that. Anyways, Monty was like, nope, we got to do it. And he was just like, what? I thought we was getting out this. I thought we was getting out Brittany. Like, what's going on? You know, he was nervous. He's like, okay, if everybody agrees to it, then like, let's do it. So of course, you know, everybody agrees to it. And so Turner, of course, finally is like, okay, Mike, sorry, I got to put you up on the block. But we did see in Sunday's episode that Mike and Monte had a conversation right before Veto, and Monte was straight up with him. He like, hey, bro, I got to be real. Like, you go to the end, like, you win it. Like, you got to go on that block. Like, you know, this is a respect thing. Michael was not having it. Michael was like, nah. What you doing? You know, he was like losing it. Like, no. So he leaves, you know, because, you know, all this is happening during a commercial break. So everything is quick. And so he drags Taylor and Alyssa. He was just like, I'm going up. I need y'all to vote, you know, da-da-da-da. So that goes on. Noms happen. Mike gets on the block. You hear Mike right before Julie tells him to sit down. He's like, you told me that you wouldn't put up a LGBT another person in the house, and you did it, you know, da-da-da-da. And Turner was like, I did say that, but, you know, things change. I was like, this is exactly why you don't be saying stuff like that, because things change or whatever. So, I mean, like, bruh, like, I support you, but you don't want 10 cops, bruh. You gotta go. So, of course, they end up doing the vote. Mike goes, of course, unanimously. And Mike does his infamous leave, and he says, I just have one thing to say.
Everybody stay.
That was me leaving. So then he dipped, and that was a wrap. Baby, when I tell you, I thought Mike was my jaw dropped, because I thought he would meet me and Kiki, and shout out to Eli and Amen. We was watching it live together, and baby, I was like, oh, what you about to say? What? But when he closed that door, I felt like he closed the door in my face.
Right, don't leave me hanging.
Right.
Baby, I was behind me like,
I was
did he just
still
close
waiting.
the door in my face? I was
I was
offended.
still waiting.
I was so underwhelmed. I was like, okay.
Baby, I was overwhelmed. I was
No,
like,
I was offended.
I was like, shoot, like, so
Disrespected.
we didn't even say bye. So, anyways,
For me,
that
it worked for me.
was our infamous double eviction episode. So, since we ended there, I want to start off the first question. I want to say, how do y'all feel about that exit? Everybody has mixed reviews, and I want to know what y'all's thoughts of that exit was. Eric seems to like it.
Lackluster. It did nothing for me. I was waiting at the edge of my seat thinking he's getting ready to drop some iconic something. There was nothing iconic about it. I didn't feel disrespect. I just felt like it didn't land. Whatever joke he was, I was like, it didn't land for me. And maybe that's just my personality. I was just like, okay, you just told them to sit down. You just walked out. Like,
No,
No, he was playing in my face. I feel like he was playing in my face. Don't sit them down and say you got to
right. I felt like I was final six.
Now I'm offended.
And I was like, dang, you ain't gonna even say bye. I mean, we have to hug, but you're gonna say like, all right, guys, sorry, something. Let me apologize for voting you out.
It was funny that he told him to stay seated though.
Yeah, he told him stay seated. I have one thing to say.
Funny.
I would have stood up.
No, but what's funny is the fact that
down.
people actually remained seated all the way until he walked out. Like everybody was literally caught off guard. Like, all right, we're just gonna be chilling here, and then he's walking out, and they're like, oh, okay,
that's it.
Say less.
What I think is, I really thought he was going to have something to say. So I'm like so excited, waited to hear what he was going to say. And then what he had to say is, I'm slamming the door in your face.
That's what he said.
He said, I'm out of here.
That's fair. So my
was
response
mad.
is, he was very mad. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I'm sorry. To me though, I'm gonna be very rude with you. It goes down in my iconic exits. In my book. Yes, because it's memorable. It's memorable. So like we will forever remember when he did. And to me, it felt like Big Brother. You know, there was always an exit. You know, normally, especially in the last couple of these current seasons and this new generation of Big Brother, they're nice and they're sweet. Okay, thanks. It's so fake.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm giving the iconic role to Mike because of this exit is because he was real. Mike really said, "F y'all. Why did y'all vote me out?" And that I would have been on that energy. I probably would have at least hugged some people. If you mad, give me your real emotion. And Big Brother, let's be real. Big Brother has so many fake moments. And so I appreciated that moment because especially since Mike has been so tame and been trying to keep his cool. I like drama. And that was drama to me. So I ate it up. I was like, oh.
That to me was like the least iconic thing he did that night. I feel like other things he did were iconic.
Would you say his speech? His speech was great. Like I enjoyed the speech.
Oh yeah,
because
I definitely would have thought about it. I definitely would have.
Me too. No, I was on my couch like I may vote.
Yes. I completely. I did.
I would have been looking at Alyssa like, what are we?
Girl, we might have to get pretty.
You might have to go. Listen, I did forget to mention the speech. So before the vote happened, Mike completely threw Brittany under the bus.
Obliterated her.
He got back in the bus, checked her pulse, and saw that she was still up, and was all like, "Oh!" Got back in the bus, put his seatbelt on, and reversed back to make sure she was DOA. You know what I'm saying? And so, he said, Brittany got a final 2. She got a final 3. She got a final 6. She there. She doing this. All the while, Brittany sitting on the couch like this.
You know,
her face.
Baby, Brittany was shook. You hear me?
Shook.
Mike, he said, and then he gonna be like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah, he literally sat
I'm
back.
so sorry.
I think he put his hand on her. Like he sat down. He's like, "It's best you know." Like, damn, like that.
But for real, like,
But you have to. That just goes back to when you go to this game for 750, you have to. Even if you know there was a 0.1% chance, you have to try.
And that's not a little money.
It
was great
the entire time, and I have so much respect for that.
Absolutely.
He went down swinging, dotting them eyes through every bow.
I know everybody was like,
down swinging, and I have so much respect for that
because it made perfect sense. And I think I
Yeah.
tweeted it. If we could trust Taylor and Alyssa to win comps, I would have thought about it. It was like they might would have.
Maybe I would have been there like.
Yeah. That was the best. He in 30 seconds. That was the best pitch anybody has made all season.
1000%.
And
It's the
look,
best
and
pitch I didn't see in a few
in
seasons.
a few years.
Yes. Yes.
And look, and
without
let's be
question.
real. Lately, a lot of these current BB seasons, their speeches, they try to be nice.
Right.
You know what I mean? They try to be like, you know, we might get a little jab here. Mike's speech was psh, 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 psh. Like he was
Yes.
steady jabbing. I was like, that is the point of the game. If somebody is on the block, I need to say anything that I can to get you to not trust this person, to not want her in the house.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
How
And that's what he
often
did.
does a speech change votes? It doesn't happen. I
Very
don't think
rarely.
I've.
Because
It's been a
this
minute. If it
Never in
has.
a speech. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, if that was if that was ever going to be a speech to change somebody,
It was that one.
It's them unnecessary comp wins got Mike, because if he didn't have all those comp wins, Mike might have had my vote. I would have been like, look,
he ain't coming for me.
Look, he's
Right.
mad at those two
Exactly.
people. There is a very, very high chance that he could win next week because he's great at comps. Say he had 5 comp wins
For
at that
sure would
point
have won.
instead of
For sure
10.
would have won.
Like, there is a high possibility he's putting those two on the block. That means I can go into Final 4. Please.
Yes, and you just have to gun for the veto Final 4 because he would be, if he won Final 5 HOH,
Yep.
he would be eligible for Final 4. You
Shoot
gun
for
for the
that veto.
veto and take him out.
Yep.
Especially if you're Taylor, because it's like it doesn't matter who you're sitting next to. If Mike is voting, he's not voting you out. It doesn't matter who you're sitting next to.
Exactly.
You're sitting next to Alyssa,
Exactly.
he's voting out Alyssa. If you're sitting
Yup.
next to Monty, he's voting out Monty. Like it don't matter who you're sitting next to, he's voting them out.
Yes.
Exactly.
One of the conversations
we understand
I
why
didn't
they
know
did it.
about. Yeah, for sure. But one of the conversations I didn't see until we saw Sunday's episode was his one-on-one with Taylor, where he told her, hey, they tried to make a final 3 with me. Like they had the guys have made an alliance with me.
Ciao.
And he told her that. And then he said, they're always going to protect each other. So, you know, keep me so I can go after them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then even in his speech, he told them, hey, the guys are going to stick with each other. Keep me. I'll go after them. They're going to keep each other, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously, I don't want to skip forward, but after what happened this week where all 3 girls touched the block, that should be red flags. Like, so these guys were in the pound together. They were in the
One
leftovers
ear and not the
together.
other.
Yeah. And then even Terrence told Taylor that Monty was an honorary member of the after party. So it's like he's been working with Turner every step of the way. And now it's like Michael confirmed it to you. They try to make a final 3, and guess who it included? They included Turner. It's like, and now he's making up excuses why he's not putting up Turner. That would be huge red flag.
A big red flag. And you have to realize especially when Monty is talking, he's like, when there was a big discussion yesterday with Brittany, and he pretty much dragged her. Like Monty is done
Horrible
with
game.
Brittany.
Horrible game.
Yeah, horrible. But the fact that he consistently kept saying, you know, the 2 people I trust in the house is Turner and Taylor. You have to go back and look. Monty was in the pound. Monty was in the leftovers with Turner. Now you just found out there's a final 3 with Turner.
And he was an honorary member of the after party.
And the after party, Turner and Monty.
And then now
Monty and Turner.
Yeah, not even this week. Like not even this week. He's already prepping Taylor for next week. We're getting out Brittany. We're taking, so it's like it went from I'm not really tight with Turner to now you're trying to sneak him all the way into final 3. It's like
But she's not falling for it, right? Because I'm not watching feeds, y'all. Y'all know I stopped watching in week 2.
I low-key think she is falling for it because
I think so. I think
they were just
holding to that
talking.
final 3.
I think she's finally playing the game because I think that if she has the veto and Brittany's
He's taking out Turner.
Yeah, she's still taking out Turner.
Yes, I think if Taylor gets that vote, I do think she's taking out Turner. And I mean, I'm gonna be very real. I mean, there's not much she can do. So
that's all she needs
to
do.
Yeah. She's like, I'm on the block. I had to make a deal.
Yeah. So I give her that at least.
I just need sis to win. I think it was said in Sheena's space, or I think you co-hosted with Tiff. Like
Mhm.
at this point, Taylor, we love you, but sis, you got to win something. You have to win something.
I'm waiting for. They haven't done the comp Tiffany one, like the spinning rope, whatever.
I'm thinking that's gonna be the next
because
comp.
That better be
Monty
next week.
and Turner were talking about that they don't do well with spinning, that they get sick.
Yes, both of
So
them
she
mentioned that.
She
I
should
think
win
that's
that.
that's Taylor's comp to win. And I remember Big Brother 21, I think it was 21. They did it at Final Four.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one. Nikki pretty much made a deal with Nicole that they were going to throw it to her or whatever.
Mm.
And look,
Yeah.
let's be
And
very
she
real.
won in like 2 minutes. Ain't that
Yeah,
the
because
one?
everybody just
Yep.
dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We were shook. We were like, "Oh yeah, we get an endurance comp." Are you? I don't know. You lying.
Mm.
I hate it when we get on an endurance comp and it be over in like 6 minutes. Like when Fessy did the slip and slide, but I was so mad.
I have a question. Why do you think that they don't last long in these endurance comps? Because, you know, in the old
they
season, they
weak,
were up there
Eric.
3 hours, 4 hours, all night. Now they barely last an hour.
Look, Eric,
What is that about?
this is
This
my.
group of people are not good competitors, with the exception
They're
of a few
not.
people.
They're not.
And these comps are, if you notice, these comps are a lot easier than what they have been. Like even Otev, you didn't need to remember what the name of the comp was. He told you in the song.
Yeah.
That's the easiest
So
Otev
you just got to go
has ever
find the
been.
thing.
Yeah. So these comps
Um,
are a lot easier and they're still not doing well.
My big thought is, and it's so funny, y'all. I went back and started rewatching Big Brother 2. Because I realized like a lot of these older seasons, like I literally been watching Big Brother like from the beginning, but I was like, I was 13 when this came on, like, and I never went back and rewatched it. And so I was just like watching old school Big Brother today. And my big thing is that a lot of times, you know, of course they had like Dr. Will on it, he's a doctor, but he has that competitive spirit, you know what I'm saying? So he was gonna go out and he was gonna win, you know, whatever. But I think because they started doing all these recruiting, they want to bring more people into the show. So they want to bring people who have all these followers. I need next season, I want everybody on the show to be broke. I'm talking about, I don't know where I'm going to live after this, because I need somebody with hunger. I need somebody with drive. I need somebody, I got 2 kids at home, and my granny said she only going to keep them until so-and-so. So I got to win this money because she kicking us out the house. And I'm telling you, money is the motivation. And a lot of these people, especially when they started doing all these extra incentives, and they had to put those incentives in because people weren't trying.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, let me get in here and let me get my 5 minutes of fame. Let me, you know, see people on TV. Let me see what deals I'm going to get after the show. I think you got to start putting these people on Big Brother that got 37 followers on Instagram. Like, they really got to get out of that.
She said, bring the struggle bus.
Yes. Oh, so you mean like you want them all to be like Daniel? I only got $400 to my name.
You have Daniel. Yeah.
Yes. Not like Daniel, but
Like
Daniel fought to the very end. I got a lot to say about that. I hate Daniel.
He played a terrible game, though.
He played a very terrible game. But he played. And I'm gonna give Daniel a very minuscule amount of credit. He did piece the leftovers together for anybody else.
He did.
So I'll let him have that, because he was paying attention in the house, because he know at the end of the day his little broke ass had to get that money, and he tried to get to the end. So
but he remembered that he only had $400 too late.
Yep,
You should have made that in week 1.
Eric,
Exactly.
say that one more time. You should have remembered that little $400 before.
Exactly.
So my question is, as far as Big Brother goes, is I feel like, I know we're talking about Big Brother here, but Survivor's gameplay is a lot more cutthroat and ruthless. And I feel like Big Brother is probably because it's so long, it's so like dragged out that it seems a little slower. But if they probably maybe sped up the season, maybe shortened it a little,
like a celebrity version.
Yeah, I feel like they'd be more cutthroat moves, because then at that point, like,
you don't have time to hang and chill.
And then the relationships you're building aren't as long as, oh, now I feel bad because I've known this person for 60 something days. It's like, no, I'm trying to win the money. Like, I don't know you like that.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. We need to do multiple double evictions.
Exactly, because it feels like double eviction is when we finally get what we really want to get.
Yeah, it's surprise double evictions, not ones that they anticipate, because they be like, they weren't ready for this one.
And especially, of course, they always expect The expect the unexpected is irrelevant in Big Brother now. Let's be real. Now, you know what? I think OTEV is coming up. OTEV's the next comp. You know what? I think a double eviction's coming up. Double eviction's coming up.
Yeah.
I miss them being shocked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not shocked anymore because Big Brother is staying in this realm of doing everything like A, B, C, D. You know, I'm ready now that we're going to be into Big Brother 25. 25 is a big number. Yep. I really need the next season of Big Brother 25. I'm going to be very, I would love to see a comp I have never seen before for the entire season. Bye, OTEV. I don't care. Zingbot, bye. Who are you? I don't care. Your joke's not funny. Like the spinning this. Even you know what? If y'all not gonna pull out like these old comps that we haven't seen in years, then just do something different because everybody expects everything. Do the double eviction at a different time. Don't do it right before jury. Don't do it, this and this and that. Like, so I love Big Brother, but I am getting to the point where I'm kind of burnt out and I just need to see something different.
Right. And we need more endurance comps. I'm thinking about season 12. There was endurance one every other week.
I honestly
they be
like
they've had what? They've had one this whole season.
I want to keep Zingbot.
Yep.
That's all.
Thank you.
You like Zingbot?
I think
Zingbot can go.
I'll say the only thing I like about Zingbot, yes,
she's dead weight and useless. I want to hear that shit. Okay.
and I think Michael said he said Zingbot repeated it, whatever. He repeated it to her, like, so that you understand. Pretty much it was a double.
Oh, did he? That's funny.
That's what Michael said.
Oh, that's funny. Zingbot do got a couple of hits, but Zingbot used to be a little bit more cutthroat, but Big Brother's so much more family oriented now.
But what I like is how they react to it. Like, even if it's not a bad zing, I like what it does to their psyche because they're
it messed with Alyssa for a couple days.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what they meant by that, and they spend like weeks on that. It's like
it messed up Brittany too, child. Brittany was like, "Oh, sometimes they have zings that don't really mean anything."
I was like, "Girl, how you don't know what a flea does? You're confused by what they mean. You're getting carried."
Carried.
Like, I was like, "Girl, how could
Brittany
you
is
figure that
so.
out?" I can't.
I don't know. That girl, she really just got to have a lot of book smart because that girl street smart is at 0.1.
And she ain't played enough games because you ain't tried to.
Social game's not good.
You ain't trying to hypnotize nobody. You know, you're a hypnotherapist. You ain't hypnotizing them folks to do what you needed them to do. She should have been a puppet master.
Did y'all see when she had that session with Alyssa in the have
not room?
Alyssa was telling her all those things. I was like, girl, duh, use this for your game.
Yes.
Say to people, do you want to relax and get them to tell you all their shit? Why are you only talking to Alyssa that ain't playing anyway?
Ain't got no power.
That's ridiculous.
Got her playing.
No power, no real information, nothing.
Mess.
Inconsequential.
Let me okay, I got like 2 more questions for y'all. Let me bring this up. So most of y'all have seen, I'm sure have heard the conversation that Monty had in the HOH room with Taylor and Brittany. Basically, to summarize it, Brittany was continuously lying. Monty was continuously getting over it. And eventually Monty was just like, all right, bro, like, I'm not messing with you no more. You know what I mean? To sum it up. So my question is, the timeline is very mixed on this. And by mixed, I mean more so everybody hates Monty. And it's in my outlook on it is or the question granted is, was Monty wrong in the conversation with Brittany? A lot of people are saying he was being aggressive in the conversation. He was being rude. He was being misogynistic. What are y'all thoughts on that conversation is what I want to ask.
Can I go first, Muhammad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I know you got something to say.
Come on, Sheena. Rocking with Team Monte.
Because
No. I just played. Sheena gonna fight me. Sheena gonna slap me through the camera. Okay, we gonna get to that. Go ahead.
Girl, I was literally about to be like, bye. Y'all can finish
I know you lying.
on your own. Okay, so I did a whole space on this. So I have a lot to say, but I'm gonna keep it short because I'm really interested to know what Muhammad has to say.
Okay.
So first of all, I'm sorry, I don't care who don't like this. Monty and Brittany having a conversation is 2 Karens talking. That's what I saw. 2 Karens talking. Monty got upset because Brittany said one thing that he didn't like, which was that she threatened him and said, if you don't put Turner up, and she said something like, if you don't put Turner up, and then next week, if I have the power, I have to take that into consideration. Something of that nature, she said.
That's
First
about right.
of all, okay, and we had to have a whole 3-hour conversation about Monty being upset. Okay, so first of all, like Muhammad was just saying, I love a cutthroat game. I'm a cutthroat person. It's Big Brother. Yeah, I fucking threatened you. I played a veto and I threatened you. And what about it?
Baby,
And
what about
it?
She should have been like, I shed what I shed. Like,
I had power and I threatened you. You wanted to be at the babysitters club called Marianne and Logan. I cannot help you, boo-boo. So I was upset about that. Then he sat there and said, and I don't appreciate being spoken to like that. Monty, I don't appreciate that you offered Taylor up on the block to 2 white men. I don't appreciate that Taylor is on the block now. I don't appreciate a lot of things that you've said and done on this game. I don't appreciate that you said Taylor is a poor representation of a black woman. There's a lot of things that you've done that I don't appreciate.
Part.
Not you bringing up the receipts.
I don't appreciate a lot of things that you've done.
on it.
Then we go to the other Karen, Miss Brittany. So, and this is the thing.
Hold on a second.
Brittany?
Hold on a second. It's funny that you called her a Karen because she was literally.
Yeah.
She just had a conversation about that today, where she thought Alyssa
Being
called
called
her a
Karen.
and she was like, "Did you call me a Karen?" So it's funny that you're saying that.
Yeah, which is funny because her
now-
mom's name is Karen.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
But
her
so
mama
now we
named
go-
Karen, bro.
So now we go to the other Karen.
Yep.
So the thing so Michael and Brittany were paired together. Brittany was 1000% being carried. Brittany is not Michael. Brittany is not eloquent. Brittany is not articulate. Brittany does not speak well. She did not handle that conversation well at all. And I think one of the things that came up early in the conversation, because I didn't see the beginning of it, they were like in the middle of it when I saw, is that he was upset about the Kyle thing. She very easily could have said, you know what? At the time, Michael and I were talking about it, and we thought it was a good idea to wait. We were kind of going over in our heads how we wanted to present it to all of you. I see now how it looks. It was very upsetting. I apologize for that. I was wrong. Done. Over.
Yep.
And then we're
Brittany
going
doesn't
through,
take ownership. That's her big
doesn't take
problem.
ownership at
Like
all.
you've been caught time and time again, girl. Just
So
fess
you're
up.
going through the conversation, telling all these lies, fumbling all of your words, and like, I didn't know that. Da-da-da-da-da. To be honest with you, I thought she was gonna try to cry her way out of it in the middle of the conversation.
She waited till the end at least.
She
Alyssa
waited till
would've
the
did that.
end to cry. Oh,
Yeah.
she waited till the end to cry. So then what happens? Now we have Taylor having to be the comforter again because she needs to make sure that she gets this vote from this woman.
Per usual.
I don't appreciate that either. So then also, let's not forget, we have Taylor tell both of them in the conversation, I've constantly had my game placed at risk. It's going to be my 5th time sitting on the block in eviction
I'm
night.
glad she opened up her mouth.
Me too. I am livid about that, which I'm surprised she actually used that word. Those are the strongest words she's used the whole game. I'm livid about that, and I'm still choosing to trust both of you.
Yep.
Completely glossed over in the conversation. You didn't hear an apology from Brittany. You didn't hear an apology from Monty. Then we go back to the 2 Karens going back and forth because Monty is so upset. How dare you speak to me like that? Da-da-da-da-da. I'm over both of them. I was so bothered by the fact that what Taylor said wasn't even acknowledged at all. I just
at this point, look, at this point, Brittany and Monty are using Taylor like a toy in the game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They pick her up and play with her when they need her.
Exactly. And so
You know what I mean? Then put her away when they don't need her anymore.
You've got something else that I talked about so you've got Taylor. You know, there are 3 of us here that are Black women. We live at the intersection of double oppressions every day. You have Brittany, who's a woman. You have Monty, who's a Black man. So from 2 different sides, y'all should feel somewhat where I'm coming from and
Some
where
empathy.
I'm going through. Some empathy for me, and there's none from either one of you. So when we talk about as Black women, we really just have us. That conversation is literally a visual of what we're talking about. you saw what happened to her in that conversation. Right. So I'm not for Brittany, never been for Monty, and that's that. So yeah, Preach. That was longer Preach. Than what I wanted it to be. Preach. Sorry, Mohammed.
That was very.
What do you have to say, Mohammed?
You said what needed to be said.
That was perfect.
Yes,
and you said it with your chest.
Go ahead, Mohammed.
So a couple of things you said before I dive in. So what was it about how what Taylor said was glossed over? Mm-hmm. I feel like they didn't address it in the moment, but I think that is some of the subtle ways that Taylor is getting jury votes.
Yes.
So they might have not acknowledged it right then and there, but if either one of them go to jury, they're going to be like, well, Taylor did have to suffer because of things of other people. Taylor did have to go through this, and that's why people change their tune once they go to jury. So I feel like they didn't acknowledge it then, but once if Brittany goes to jury, she's going to remember that whole. Yeah. I hope not for Taylor's game. I hope.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. She can get that final 2 because that's an easy win.
That's 9-0. That's 9-0.
Yeah,
Brittany. Even Michael's voting for Taylor.
Yeah, Michael's voting
for 1,000%. He will never vote for Brittany. He will never vote.
And she's gonna have the same look on her face that she did on eviction night when he threw her up under the bus. And when she don't get when Julie turns Michael's key and it says Taylor on there, she's gonna her mouth.
The only way Michael vote for Brittany is if he next to Monty or Turner.
Yeah. He's for
you don't think he would vote for Monty or Turner over her?
Not Turner, because he's gonna take.
He's too bitter.
Yeah, the same way that Terrence and Monty were gonna take, what Michael did with the race. Take that to heart. I believe Michael is going to take what
the
Turner
LGBT
said.
comment.
Yeah, I think he's going to take that to heart. So it doesn't matter who he's sitting next to.
With that comment, do you see how quickly the roles turn and how it changed with how y'all said on this information? And we can talk it very hypocritical, and we can go back to the jury segment because we didn't even talk about the jury segment from the double eviction. How y'all thought it was convenient.
Mohammed, were you going to say more about the conversation?
Yeah, I can go to it, but Eric,
I'm sorry.
Eric, you can finish, and then I'll go back to what I was going to say about that conversation.
How
now she said, "Hold on."
No, look, that's the host in her. That's the host in her.
Well, no, because I really did want to hear the rest of what he had to say.
And I completely forgot. Listen, we be talking and we moved from topic to topic, and it just came up. So the fact that they sat on it and they thought it was okay.
And also, Eric, I know you're not talking because you come into my spaces and take over all the time.
I
know
he do be coming in. Like, I had a question. Like,
exactly.
Oh my goodness. And so it was very hypocritical for y'all to sit on this information and use it against Kyle and then try to have the nerve to be upset that Turner pretty much did the same thing with you and try to make that argument, but you didn't see anything wrong with what you did. But now that the roles are reversed and that same argument that you thought you had with Turner was used against you. And so I hope that when he goes into the jury house and that conversation comes up, because it's going to come up because they talked about it in the jury segment, how as mad as they were with Kyle, they were like, well, Brittany and Michael are just as wrong because they sat there and they didn't say anything and didn't do anything about it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they work with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Terrence and Michael got into it about that. But
yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
that's what I heard on the street.
Yeah,
that's what the Twitter streets say.
I think that's true.
I believe it.
1,000%. So during that conversation, how I felt about that conversation. One, Monty's an idiot for that. Because he's talking to Brittany like she's going home.
Right.
She's not.
Yeah.
She's playing next week.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yeah. I'm feeling that HOH status too hard.
1,000%. I am actually now praying for Brittany to win Veto. Because I want to see, because I'm not worried about Brittany voting out Taylor. A lot of people are. I'm absolutely not.
I'm not.
Exactly.
I think it's a 99% chance she's voting to keep Taylor, and I really want to say 100.
I agree with you.
I think 100.
Taylor can win HOH. So let's let Taylor win HOH.
Taylor win an HOH.
I want Brittany to win Veto because I want to see this conversation.
I want to see them gravel. Yeah,
me too.
I want to see this conversation now.
Even though I don't like Brittany, but I would love to see it.
Because I guarantee he's going to be like, well, you can build trust now by keeping me. It's like, all right, where was that same energy at last week?
You know what? Exactly. I cannot wait till that. I'm going to clip that phrase because that's going to come right up. That's going to be the exact phrase that come out of his mouth. You know, we're trying to rebuild something. Now is the time. What?
Exactly. It's like I offered that to you last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Turner today, actually, when she brought that up, she was like, "Oh, the conversation I had with Monty, he flat out told me that our trust was irreparable." So she was like, "I'm going to ask you, is it the same?" He was like, "Absolutely not."
Oh,
he was
Turner
like,
got smart.
Yeah, he was like, "We can repair our trust." And I'm like, I hope that comes back to bite him, because
it is 100%.
Why would you ever do that? Like, she can single-handedly determine your fate in this game. She has the veto this week. So what makes you think that there's no chance she wins veto next week? Like, so that was dumb on his end.
Larry.
Also, he also had 2 weeks to bring this conversation up. How come? See, now because he's HOH, how come he didn't have the same energy with Michael? How come he didn't have the same argument with Michael?
Okay, look at me talking. Ooh, behind me, you pulling it out. We're the same energy. I ain't mad at it.
Terrence tried to have the same conversation with Michael in the HOH room. He actually had the heart to do it.
He did.
And Michael shut him down, because Michael did. He has, the one thing I said is, he can deny this, even though I do not disagree. I disagree with what Michael did. I hold that against him 1,000%.
Yes.
But the way he's playing it off and the way he can play it off, he's good enough to be able to play it off.
Yeah.
So the way he explained it, and that Brittany couldn't, is, okay, why did I wait until I won veto? It's like, all right, if I bring this up after Turner wins HOH, now it feels like I'm trying to save my ass. It's like, now I'm trying to throw somebody else under the bus.
Yeah.
I didn't bring this up after nominations, because now Brittany's on the block. I'm a possible renom. Now I'm trying to save me and Brittany. Like, I didn't bring this up if we lost veto, because now it's like Michael knows he's getting backdoor. He's fighting for his life. He's like, I brought it up when I was already safe, and there's nothing you guys could have did to me or Brittany. So,
and that speaks to his intelligence as a lawyer, because it's like, yeah, that's perfect. That makes perfect sense for that week. But we talking about those 2 weeks before then.
And that was longer than 2 weeks, actually.
But like you said,
he lied to them about that.
His finessing, he was able to finesse that and make it sound better. But
now I understand Mike and Brittany, I guess, not really taking ownership as to, the exact reasoning why they sat on it for so long. But I really hope they take some accountability at the end of the season 4 and be like, look, I'm gonna be very real. When this happens, I didn't think about the optics of it. And then when I sat and thought of it, it didn't look too well for me. And I knew sitting on this information could be detrimental to my game. But when the opportunity, came up, I had to bring it up. And I really, really just want them to just have the balls to say, like, me bringing it up was gameplay.
And we thank them for it.
There is, listen, it worked in our favor. So thank
1,000%.
Yes.
But let's be very real. There's nothing they could tell me to my face to make me think that wasn't gameplay. That was gameplay. It was a good play. You use racism for your gameplay, and it worked
when
out.
Kyle had that conversation with Michael, I said he's going to hold on to this information until he wants to get rid of Kyle. And that's exactly what he did.
He admitted it.
I knew he was going to do that. Why wouldn't you?
He admitted that. I remember he had, during that same week when he was HOH and that was brought up to him, he talked to the cameras and he said, I'm going to use this information down the road to get rid of him. Exactly. I'm going to use this down the road when I pretty much no longer need him. And like, it's no coincidence that you waited until he betrayed you. Like, he even threatened him. Like, when after Direfest, when he felt like he was going on the block, he pretty much told Kyle, he's like, I have damaging information on you. Like, he literally told him that. So he was literally saying pretty much like, if you betray me, I will end your game, pretty much.
All right.
So he waited literally until Kyle betrayed him. He was never going to divulge this information until Kyle betrayed him. And one of the things to me that rubs me the wrong way the most is he forced Turner's hand, because he was like, you're HOH. Yeah. And he brought it up to him like, if you don't do what you should do, America's going to see this pretty much. So he like forced his hand on.
And that's what lost me with Turner that week.
Yeah, of course.
Because how you second guessing like,
No, it's funny.
I'm like, baby, you should have been going through them demons in your head.
literally said, but I still want Taylor.
Yeah,
he was like, but okay, thank you for telling me that. But what about Taylor? Like, I still
Right.
out.
Yeah,
But
he
no,
lost me.
When Kyle told Michael that, Kyle was on the block. That was week 5. He was on the block next to Daniel. He could have literally, just like you knew that, just like what you told Turner, hey, you know this information. It's up to you what you do with it. Michael knew this information. Kyle was on the block. And what he do with that information? He kept it to himself. He could have brought it up to the leftovers then. Been like, hey, this is what's going on. Kyle was on the block. It's up to you guys what you want to do. And it would have been deaded right there because the house would have decided at that point.
Yeah, right.
You know what
But
I'm
Daniel
thinking?
needed to go at that time, so we couldn't keep.
We couldn't keep Daniel either.
Yeah, they go.
My theory regarding the whole dynamics of what went down was that, okay, we had Dire Fest. We had wall yellers. Wall yellers were yelling, Kyle is a racist. When they yelled, Kyle is a racist, they had to go inside the house to where BB Chella was.
Yep.
Which means BB Chella knew that there were wall yellers that were yelling, Kyle is racist. This is my theory.
No, it's not. It's not theory. It's fact.
Okay,
I don't know if they know what he was yelling, but
they do know it was wall yellows.
Yeah, Monty did say that's why
they cut the feed
inside. Monty was telling Terrence that's why you guys had to come inside because of the, and then it cut whatever.
And so that's why I felt like Mike felt even more empowered to bring it up.
Oh, I got people behind me. America's behind me.
Wait a minute. America.
You know, he loved to pander to America, Lord.
And so then, you know, he wants to play Big Brother, you know, Janelle style Big Brother / you know, he wants to make these moves. He wants to make these memorable moves on the show. I felt like all of this was used. That gave him that extra spark to use that thing against Kyle. Of course, obviously, you know, that
definitely lit it
with the camera talking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this veto. I'm gonna have give me the key moment, all this other stuff or whatever. All of it. So him bringing all of that up, I feel like America helped out Kyle and get Kyle out of the house that week because of that. They'll never tell us this.
Oh, they won't.
No, but I strongly feel that was, we had a hand in Kyle getting out of the house.
Which really wasn't the goal. The goal was to do that to save Joseph.
Right. And that didn't work.
Right.
But look, I know everybody is Team Joseph. And I'm going to say this.
I'm going to have to leave again?
You Team Joseph?
Yes.
Look, I'm going to say this.
Well, wait. Actually, I'm Team Jailer.
Wait. Actually, I'm just Team Taylor. Look, I'm going to just say this. Everybody Team Joseph. Everybody like, oh, yes, I wanted Joseph to stay. I would like Joseph to be in this Final Four. And everybody talking about, oh, Taylor's karma done got this person out. Taylor karma done got this person out. Taylor karma got Joseph out too. Joseph was throwing Taylor under the bus. No, he wasn't doing as much as everybody else, but Joseph can get this smoke. Monty can get this smoke. Brittany can get this smoke. Alyssa, all y'all can get the smoke. Because let's be real.
Right. You're right.
Let's be real. Have we heard, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, have we heard Joseph say, Taylor, I've said some things that aren't favorable about you. I apologize. I ain't heard them come out his mouth.
Look at Eric.
Just because you
find out.
You a beautiful black woman.
He's gonna do it. Finale
it's
night.
Cute. We can talk about a finale night then. But they be putting them that little picture where they got everybody, the Grim Reaper taking out everybody, and they got Joseph up there like a little angel. I said, I know you lying. I know you did not make it up there. Because you need to be there with everybody else.
You sound like my brother. My brother said the same thing.
Listen, everybody can get the smoke. I'm telling you. Absolutely. And so
that's a fair comment.
I literally wanted to specifically say this. We're about to wrap it up here in a minute, but I had to say this. My one thing about Taylor. So if Taylor she goes the rest of this game and doesn't win any comps, this girl's social game.
Incredible.
To me, any more comps, I'm gonna say that any more comps because she didn't win HOH, but her social game is amazing. There are so many people that have started out Big Brother and they are just so liked in the game, and they have like Alyssa. They're like, oh, Alyssa has this great social game. She really does.
She never did.
I don't know where that came from.
Because she's cute and she blonde. That's what it is.
Exactly.
They talking about everybody has a social game. do you see, if you literally write it down on paper, how great Taylor's social game is when she became the person in the house that is most hated to people going into jury saying, I'm voting for Taylor. I said, who?
Yeah.
Because Taylor has just played this game with grace. Brittany has been caught on the camera, just talking to the camera saying, like, I love Taylor. She gonna give my vote regardless. Alyssa said, I just love Taylor, even though she's so jealous of that girl. Taylor's social game, I'm telling you, is for the books for me.
Jasmine,
when Jasmine said that,
born with blue eyes and blonde hair, Jasmine,
and baby, and the way that she was, it sounded like she might be a voice in the jury.
Oh yeah, she running it.
1,000%.
And you know, yes. And so Taylor has her social game is just unmatched, and I haven't really sat down and thought about it, but she is definitely in my top three social games and Big Brother for me.
Okay, go ahead, Mohammed, and then I want to say something.
No, what I was going to say is I literally just got into once again, why I'm always blocked on Twitter. I literally just got into an argument today about that, where some guy was trying to say, I don't even know if it's some guy, some account was trying to say that it's just her personality. She doesn't really have a good social game. She hasn't used her social. She hasn't made any social moves. And I was like, social moves and social game is completely different.
It definitely is.
Because she got people in the house who all hated her.
All of them.
All want her to win. Every single person in the house at one point or another wanted her out.
I wrote her final speech. Look,
even Indy talking about throwing hot soup in her face, and she's like, I hope. Oh, who do you not want to see? I just hope Taylor stays.
I'm not ready for that. Exactly. And little subtle things like she giving her the dress, giving Joseph the poem, leaving that goodbye message for Jasmine, saying no matter how many times people told me to get you out last year, I wasn't gonna do it. And I
think that goodbye speech sat in Jasmine's head. I think that
1,000% did.
She know she ran it back like, dang, I was really bad to this girl.
And then what solidified that, especially when Kyle came in and said all the black people working together. And I think if anything, even if she was on teeter-tottering, I think that put her over the edge. Like, 1,000%. So Kyle think we all working together. I've been talking to this girl from day one. Right. I've been talking mess about her. Then she goes and tells me, everybody been trying to get me to put you up, but because you my sis, I'm not gonna do that.
Yep, because in the goodbye messages, she found out about the leftovers. She has great goodbye messages. In the goodbye messages, people told her about the left. I think Taylor was probably the last one. Like Michael told her about the leftovers, and then obviously she rolled her eyes through all of Brittany's.
Yep.
But then Taylor's once she got to Taylor's, she already knew about the leftovers. So Taylor's pretty much telling her, like, hey, everybody wanted me to get you out, but even when they wanted me, I still wouldn't do it because I came into this game saying that. And that clicks with her because in the house, she was telling her, I'm not putting up a black woman. Yep. And it's like, now you see,
and she said that to her face.
An alliance. Exactly. Now you see, even with an alliance, that
I still had your back, even though we're not working together.
Yeah. And even though you never had mine. And so this is what I want to say. And so this is something that Daniel Reyes said, and I think it's really important. People forget all the time that at its heart, Big Brother is a social game. It's not about comps. It's a social game. Jasmine went home because she could not get the votes of two women that she ostracized. Do you understand how embarrassed as a woman I would be if I couldn't get two votes of two women, especially one of them being black, to stay in the house? Alyssa, you are now in a position.
That's supposed to be her bestie.
Right. You have no relationship with Monty. So now you have a HOH who may have to break a tie against you because he has no relationship with you. People are not going home because they lost comps. They're going home because they can't get votes because they don't have the relationship with the people voting. And so that's what I think people always forget. You need to have a relationship with every single person in that house. It doesn't matter if you don't like them. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be your best friend.
It's
but
a
there's
game.
Gotta be something there because if I have to choose between you and somebody else, give me something to make me ponder. It shouldn't automatically be like, oh, I'm choosing the other person because I don't even talk to you. That's what people forget. And that's why people are in the jury house right now because of relationships that they didn't have. And
Yeah.
Taylor has a relationship with everyone.
And that's why I said I wrote her final 2 speech, because everybody loves like she hasn't done anything. Even when she was in power, she had no control. Her sitting on the block is because everybody else made the decision to keep her. But at the end of the day, there was something about me that you wanted to keep me in this house versus the person next to me. And it is not my fault that you wanted me out week 1 through whenever and y'all did not do it. So the fact that I'm standing here is because there was something about my social game that you guys felt. There was something about me, whether it was
Yep. I would have said I hit this block 5 times and I changed y'all's mind 5 times.
And only had 1 vote cast against her.
1 vote.
Tell me who else
will be unanimous this one. It's going to be unanimous this week.
It's going to be unanimous. One
Yep.
on the block 5 times.
The Alyssa
Get out
thing
of
you
here.
mentioned. The Alyssa thing you mentioned. This girl, sorry, just one last point about that. When Monty asked her, who do you want on the block next to you? She said Taylor. Even though she literally stays if Turner's on the block next to her. But she never pitched for Turner. You would have had 2 women voting that you could have convinced to kick out Turner. But you don't want to think game-wise. You don't want to think strategically.
Because she ain't got a strategic brain in her body.
At all.
At all. Meanwhile, she thinks people are plotting behind her back, but Brittany and Taylor are trying to save your game by getting Turner on the block. It's either you go home or Turner goes home, and they're fighting to send Turner home, and your dumbass is saying, put her
right.
But it's ridiculous. And let's just go back to the Taylor hate that we had earlier in the season. Everybody's like, I want to sit next to Taylor. Have y'all not seen the last 3 weeks? Everybody sat next to Taylor. They have went home.
She sits next to you. You're going home.
And I was just like, I know y'all ain't got fees, but like, are y'all looking at the same eviction plan?
Exactly.
What are y'all doing?
The only person who was caught on to Taylor's karma is Turner.
Yep.
Turner was like, man,
everybody that's sitting next to her,
everybody who sit or plots against her or sitting next to her, they go home
the next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this girl is betting on a guaranteed at best split vote when she knows both Taylor and Brittany dislike Turner. So it's like, let me go hard for a split vote when I know 2 people that dislike somebody who is an option to go up. And that's why he's going to vote you out. So the person you're saving is going to vote you out anyway. So
the mall is open, but ain't nobody shopping.
Window shopping.
So any other final thoughts? I know this was a great discussion, Chad. What you say, Muhammad?
It was a pleasure to be on here. I appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun. It was nice. Course. It went by super fast, and hell, we're still going. We just
right.
We can go a whole nother.
We can knock another hour out on the cool.
My final thought is I'm going to end with what I always say on my spaces. I definitely think Taylor is safe this vote, so she's going to make it to final 4. Yes, 2-0. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but like I said,
I'll say as long as Brittany doesn't win HOH, she's guaranteed final 3.
Okay. If Taylor doesn't win Big Brother, yes, we're going to be devastated because I definitely think she deserves to be the first Black woman winner. But Taylor as a person will be completely fine. She's got that Lay's deal coming. I 1000% believe whatever is going to happen, she can make at a minimum $750,000 in her life. Taylor's going to be good.
Yes.
We going to be good.
She definitely
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. She's definitely getting an AFP.
Oh, and this is my early campaign. Y'all better get out there and vote for Taylor when that vote come around.
Please vote for Taylor.
Because she can help her get 800,000 if need be.
Help her get 800,000.
I can't believe how nice and genuine she actually is. Like this
baby, she's too nice.
I've been waiting.
I'd be like, she gonna cut up today?
Right. Yeah, it's like
she be
Daniel
sweet.
does some
I'd be
shit.
like, okay,
Daniel does some
ahead.
shit, and she's telling the cameras, "Don't destroy him when he comes outside."
Baby.
Kyle does some shit. She's
definitely destroying him.
Why her karma is so good though, because she's
she's just pure in general.
Yeah. The meanest thing that she did, and it wasn't even mean. And I said, I'm going to incorporate this when I went HOH when I'm on Big Brother. When she won HOH, she's like, "Oh, that bathroom, this kitchen looking a little dirty. I don't know if I'm going to be having no conversation till that bathroom get clean, till that kitchen get clean." Yes, don't come talk to me till y'all clean this house out.
When she said that, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yes, and they were cleaning up for hours.
Didn't they?
But yes, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on here and joining us. This will not be the last time because we had an incredible time with both of you here. I want you to plug your socials and things that you one more time for the listeners. And again, yes, this was amazing, and we love you both.
Thank you so much for having me. This was an amazing discussion. I really enjoyed it. I have to say, Muhammad, I was a little nervous because I heard you on Tiffany's podcast because you were a big Monty fan. And I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to go.
Wait. We're going to have to talk about that. I'm a big Monty fan?
That's how it seemed the first time you were on Tiffany's podcast.
I actually said I'm never gonna forgive him for what he did week 1. I'm always gonna hold that against him.
Oh, we're gonna have that Monty conversation
about how logical he was and and all this stuff. And
I agree with that.
He do got logical moments.
Moments, not
yeah.
If he was logical,
I wouldn't categorize him as a logical person.
He would not be keeping Turner.
No. But let me ask you this. Is Turner gonna take him next week if Turner has the veto?
Nope.
So you guys think that he will keep Taylor or Brittany over Monty? He'll go to final 3 with 2 women?
He's gonna do exactly what Xavier did.
I don't think he
I'll say
should
this.
go to
I think
final
he's
3
gonna get
with
Monty out.
Taylor.
I'll say this.
Beat Taylor.
He's not. He's taking Monty. I'll tell you why. Tell me one move this entire game Turner made on his own that a bro didn't tell him to make.
He hasn't.
Exactly, the pound. He
That's
didn't form
true.
the pound. The guys formed the pound. His week when he was HOH, he didn't form the leftovers. They told him
he got formed, and he only got brought in because he was HOH.
Exactly. He wanted to take out Taylor. He was told not to take out Taylor and to take out Amira. When he won HOH the second time, remember he wanted to put up Terrence. He wanted to put up Terrence and Alyssa. Kyle convinced them to do Brittany and Taylor, and Monty backed that up. Last week, he did not want to take out Michael.
1,000%.
Remember, he kept telling Monty,
he was scared.
Because he's scared.
Monty. So
Turner don't make no moves with his chest.
Monty isn't going to know to say all that in his speech.
No,
but
but
Monte is more well spoken than Turner. So in a final 2 speech, I think Monte takes it.
But he's not going to say that.
No, I get that. But then what makes me think that he's finally going to grow some balls and make a move on his own and take out Monty? Like, unless Monty tells him, hey, take me out, he's not going to do it.
That's true.
No,
I guarantee you he's not going to do it.
Especially when you put it on paper, Turner ain't made no moves by himself this season.
That's why it's a good move for him.
Now that you broke that down.
If he keeps
You're
Alyssa,
right.
There is a chance that all the girls could say, hey, if we take out Monty, it's just going to be 3 girls at the end like we wanted. That can happen. But if Turner is there, it's not going to happen. The girls are going to take out Turner. Turner is going to take out the girls. So he's going to be this is his best way to be in final 3. And if he goes to final 3 with Turner and Taylor, he has a final 2 with both of them.
I
don't think he'll win against either of those people, though.
I think he beats Turner.
He beats Turner.
You think he'll beat Turner?
I think
so.
because
of racism.
He's not going to say that in his
that
speech.
Part. No, but
racism.
It's because of
what part?
Racism.
Race. So Jasmine already dislikes him. So she's not.
And she running the jury too. So
Indy doesn't like Turner either.
Indy ain't
Michael
like Turner.
Is pissed.
Michael now does not like Turner. Terrence is gonna.
Alyssa loves Turner.
Yeah, but I'm just counting the votes for him. So Jasmine, Indy, Michael, Terrence, Taylor.
Oh yeah, he do win.
He beats Turner.
Yep,
that's true.
But Taylor's unbeatable.
I don't think at this point. Taylor beats everybody in the house.
Facts.
If I had to guess,
facts.
I think the closest vote she would get
is Monty.
Honestly, is Monty.
Monty.
Because Terrence raggedy self, you know what he gonna do.
Oh, yeah, we are.
And at that point, even Joseph might be up in the air.
Let me say this. So you were never a big Monty fan?
No, I said is
I take that
I was
back.
just objective.
I
was objective.
That's how I am.
He's
like
logical.
I'm with you, Muhammad, on that.
Yeah.
Like I be BS talking about Team Monty.
I interpreted that as you were a big Monty fan, so I apologize.
No. I was just saying because
that.
when I know you're a Jailer fan, but when Joseph and Taylor were together and they were strategizing, it was a little hectic. It was a little chaotic. They were doing too much.
It was too much.
The reason I said Monty was logical is Monty would tell her like, no, that's unnecessary. Like
he would bring it down, so he has a little bit more structure. I say, especially when it comes to Taylor.
A little bit more logical.
Even though he be gaslighting her quite a bit,
1,000%.
but
even now,
I
it's a
do
logical
agree with
move.
that. Yes,
this is Monty's best move.
And like
Now-
putting up Taylor, like I think a lot of people are upset, and I am too. But in the
It's
grand
best
scheme
move.
of things, though, for him,
Made sense.
Best move. They're both
Yeah.
gonna stay. She's gonna
Yeah.
stay unanimously. If
Yeah.
Turner's
Mhm.
on the block, he goes.
He
home.
goes.
yeah.
So now he
So-
gets to
Yeah.
keep both of his final twos. So it was his only move.
Mm-hmm. I do think Monty, if he gets the shot though, he takes out Turner, but I don't think Turner will take out Monty.
Turner
Especially
will
since you brought up
definitely not take out
Y'all
Monty.
changed my mind about that because I was like,
Oh,
he gonna
you
get
think
that black man
Monty
out.
would take out Turner?
No,
I
I
don't know.
thought in my
I'm just
mind.
I think
saying,
he'd
just
vote
don't
him
know
out.
In final two, and not in final four. But
He
if it's
would
final
vote him
three,
out because he said he would. He said he would vote him out.
I think.
Because
Yeah,
he
I
was
think the final.
saying-
If he
HOH,
gets the veto next week, I think he votes out Turner.
You do?
I think he votes out Brittany because if Brittany somehow wins the final HOH, she's taking
Well,
Taylor.
okay, let me
And
say
if
this.
Taylor wins
That
the
was my
final
thought.
HOH,
If Brittany
she's
is
voting out
Brittany.
HOH
Brittany.
and Taylor and Turner are on the block, I think if Monty has the veto, and I think his vote will be to kick out Turner over Taylor.
Oh yeah. You're saying if Brittany?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I was doing that off
Yeah,
of thought if she had won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I
if
know
Brittany
how
on
we
the
close
block,
this episode.
I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm
we gonna
sorry.
keep going.
It's my
We gonna keep
fault.
going.
It's my fault. I apologize. So let me do my socials. So this is Sheena talking for people who are just listening. Just follow me on Twitter at Legal Sojourner, like Sojourner Truth. Please follow me. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers so I can do super
damn.
follows. The other social media I don't care about, so that's what I'm plugging. and listen and come to my BB spaces. When BB
Yes.
is over, I'm gonna do spaces about Survivor because that's what the people have asked for. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'll be talking about when BB's over. Do you watch Survivor, Mohammed?
I think. Okay, this is another side thing. Big Brother is my favorite show. I think Survivor is the best reality show.
Yeah,
Big
Survivor
Brother my
is.
favorite.
you know, I might let you have that because
think
I
Survivor's
just
the
got
best.
into Survivor last
too.
year.
That means
So,
we need to have
okay.
y'all for
We're gonna have y'all
our
come back
Survivor
then
episode.
because we are definitely covering Survivor this year.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah, I watched
Okay, so
Survivor.
I might have to follow you, Mohammed. Now that we got
It's good.
everything straightened
Not
out,
might.
I might have to follow you because I want to see these tapes.
Maybe.
I want to
No.
see
I got
what's going
you.
on. No,
Listen.
I am gonna follow you. I am.
For our
Same here.
listeners and viewers,
Same here.
y'all don't understand. Muhammad, he has the most methodical, well thought out, articulated tweets that I have ever seen. Nobody, he puts spaces in between each and every. He wants you to know what
Baby.
he's saying clear, crystal clear. Okay.
I try. But thank you guys for having me on. It was a pleasure. It was fun. Like I said, time flew. It felt like you were just talking to friends, like chopping it up at the barbershop. So I appreciate it.
Welcome to the group chat.
For sure. And you can find me at It's Only Right I Do. It's Only Right I Do. And that's for all platforms, but primarily I just use Twitter. That's my favorite one. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you
you
so
all.
much for
Thank
having
you
me.
so much for being a part of this exclusive group chat. Being a now I can't remember our own
An
title.
exclusive member of
Exclusive
our
member to very entertaining
of
group
our
chat.
very entertaining group chat. Until next time, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.